it's always, I always feel vindicated. It's a matter if everyone just catches up with our vindication.
I'm always right.
That's right.
U.S. District Court Judge Royce Lamberth handed it to the State Department in a case which Judicial Watch was suing. He sued in 2014 to get Hillary Clinton's emails regarding the 2012 terror attack on the consulate in Benghazi. And he went after the State Department for lying to him.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, they had all these Clinton emails they didn't tell Judicial Watch or the court about. And this is the email case, or the FOIA case that broke open the Clinton email scandal. We noticed there were no Clinton emails in some of our Benghazi materials, so we asked again, sued again, said we gave you everything, but there's this other stuff we need to look at. And they started playing games with us. And it turned out this other stuff was 50,000 pages of records they had gotten back from Hillary Clinton, who had skedaddled with them from the State Department. And the court was upset because they wanted us to shut down the case. They wanted the court to shut down the case, but they didn't say anything about these Clinton emails. So we asked for discovery, which means the ability to gather evidence under court process. We want to have Hillary Clinton testify. The court sat on it for a few years, and he had a hearing on it on Friday, and it was quite an extraordinary hearing. He comes out and he says, look, I granted discovery to Judicial Watch. They wanted me to shut this case down. I'm glad we didn't shut the case down. And false statements were made to me by the State Department, false affidavits. I don't know what the Justice Department was doing with these false affidavits. And most of the hearing was the Justice Department lawyer trying to tell the judge, well, we weren't lying to you. That's not the position you want to be in before a federal court judge.
I mean, if you have a judge saying, there were false affidavits sent to me, aren't there legal penalties that come along with that? That you're sending false affidavits to a federal judge?
Yeah, there are remedies, and that's what we're seeking. We want to find out who do what and when.
Right.
How this Freedom of Information Act process was thwarted by Hillary Clinton and the State Department. And incredibly, this State Department still doesn't want to answer any questions on this. They don't want us to talk to Hillary Clinton under oath. They don't want to answer any additional questions themselves. And, you know, the judge has already granted us discovery. It's just a matter of how much discovery we get at this point.
Why would President Trump's State Department be protecting Hillary Clinton? I mean, that seems to be the big question. It seems to me that there are people who are still pretty high up in the State Department, who are still with the State Department, who have a lot to lose if she's not protected.
Well, my guess is this hasn't been on Secretary Pompeo's radar, and I hope it now will be, and they'll have a change in position. But it's like the Justice Department. Justice Department hasn't changed its positions legally on a lot of our key transparency cases under the Freedom of Information Act, whether it be Hillary or the illicit effort to target Donald Trump. So these bureaucracies, unless they're told directly by the president to do otherwise, won't release materials or won't be transparent.
That is one of the most frustrating things, and it has to be for you, but just as an observer of your legal process, as you've been seeking this information since the Obama administration, you'd think the Trump administration, that somebody in the chain of command would come along and say, you know what, we should be more forthcoming on this stuff. It doesn't mean they have to play partisan politics. It doesn't mean they have to go out of their way to hurt their political enemies or anything. But if you're going to be transparent, truly be transparent. Just cough up all the stuff that you need to for Judicial Watch or anybody else, so long as it both serves the public interest and doesn't violate anything in terms of actually releasing it to the public that's important to our national security.
The State Department, through its Justice Department lawyer the other day, was telling the court, you know, if we don't have the documents, we don't have to search them. And the judge says, and that's because the secretary was doing this on a private server, so it wasn't in the state's possession, so you played the same word game she played. This is the Sessions Justice Department defending the Pompeo State Department defending Hillary Clinton.
It's amazing.
It's not the deep state, it's the top state. Where are these top-level officials, and why aren't they policing their agencies on this? This is a big issue. It helped elect the President of the United States, and you would think Comey's head of the FBI, and John Kerry's running the State Department, Loretta Lynch is running the Justice Department on this particular issue.
Cheryl Mills was also mentioned by this judge, by Judge Lamberth, And he said, I had myself found that Cheryl Mills had committed perjury and lied under oath in a published opinion I had issued in the Judicial Watch case. But she's been granted immunity. Does she get granted immunity for lying to a judge?
You know, she was granted immunity. I don't think the immunity would extend past beyond, her immediate testimony at the time. So they can question her again without immunity. We're seeking information from Cheryl Mills as well. Ironically, that decision the judge was referencing was from the Clinton administration, where the Clinton White House, at which Cheryl Mills was a lawyer, has essentially mishandled a bunch of emails, and they didn't tell the court about it. And as a result, the searches were all compromised. Does that sound familiar? And of course, Hillary Clinton, that was her FBI files case that we're suing her over. They all knew exactly what was happening when it came to emails and the importance of searching them as they went into the State Department. Of course, Cheryl Mills was Hillary's chief of staff.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. We've got more with Tom Fitton coming up, 6:43 on WMAL.